that you are either building a library or you are building a mortuary without knowing. Command is no guesswork. It's a display of authority. And authority draws strength from inside. And that puts you where you belong. Therefore, I'd like to leave you with a responsibility here today. Any area of your life where you sense the need for empowerment, source materials, relevant materials in that field. Before we got married, I read 8 books on marriage. 8. When I got into marriage, I was too sure of supernatural command for a peaceful and harmonious family life. There are many people who got married without reading one literature in their life. They just went in there like that. The slightest challenge, they are shedding tears. They have no idea whatsoever what to do. My counselor asked me, he said, what do you look forward to in your marriage? I said, hitch-free marriage. He said, how? Because I was already loaded with treasures. I saw all the books I was reading. All of them was targeting solving problems. And I said, was this thing created for problems? If it's not, then what was it created for? What was God's intention? And when I found it, I knew 7 vital secrets came to light in my search. And I knew from that time I was heading for a hitch-free marriage. America is in trouble with that today. Divorce is everywhere because of lack of intelligence in that area. It's not the behavior of the other party. You don't earn respect no matter who you are. You divorce one, you marry one, you divorce again. You lose respect. You are not considered a responsible man. All because you don't know how to handle it. For 27 years we've been married, sweeter than the first day we got married. Stress-free, walking. It is not luck, it's light. It's not luck, it's light. My counselor asked me, why do you think you will have a hitch-free marriage? I said, we have been in courtship for this number of years. We don't have no problems. He said, now, it is impossible to step on one another's toes when you live apart. But when you are living together, it's impossible not to step on one another's toes. Then I said to him, me and you are sitting on the same coach. Why am I not stepping on your toes? I said 2 reasons. Because he looked at me aghast. I said 2 reasons. I'm not blind. 2, I'm not wicked. Now, very simple. 27 years after is heaven on earth. 27 years after is heaven on earth. So you don't have an insolvent problem. You just lack adequate insight. There is no mountain anywhere. Every man's ignorance is his mountain. Today, there is no church I will minister in America that will be on my CV. No. I speak to average 80,000 people every morning on Sunday morning. So where will I write it? There is no church of that size in America. None. Debt-free, prosperous, buoyant, spiritually strong. So it is not where you live, it is how you live. You need to be empowered to make your impact on earth. Yesterday I got a call. There is a nation around where the family of the president is in a tussle and they needed someone to help out. And they called to us, can you help us? Because we know you should be able to deal with this matter. It is being empowered. It is not just the anointing, it's the insight that enhances stamina, quality of decisions, ability to decipher. That's what does it. There's so much fun in church, all kinds of jumping, clapping, nonsense. People need to sit down and wake up. People need to sit down and wake up. Major issues in this country are resolved in my house. I don't belong to any party. But whether you are president or you are anything, because of the level of authority which is rooted in discoveries and insight, particularly when they are applied, they position you in command. I want to ask you today, stop waiting to be empowered. Start working at being empowered. You need to open up your life afresh and stop thinking that somebody else can do it for you. Stop thinking so. We live in Nigeria. I have been flying our own private jet since 1996. We have changed it 3 times. All bought cash. The last one we bought, they said, no, we don't pay everything. I said, we pay, we don't owe anything. When General Motors was selling aircraft, the same kind of aircraft they are using is the one we bought. It's not where you live or the color of your skin. It's the quality of your brain cells. What it's made up of. What things are stuffed in there. That's what determines your level of command. Friends, before next year platform, I want you to experience a visible change of status in your conceptualizations, in your actions, in the steps of your life, so that everyone around you will know something has really taken place in your life. This is not an ordinary forum. It's a platform designed to help you discover your destiny and make the most of it. Nobody can help you without you. Even husband and wife. If the two of you are in a class and your wife has gone studying, then he embraces you and gives you a hug, does that transfer that insight to you? No. Everything about your life is as permitted by you. If you fail, like Frank Casey Price will say, it's your fault. And if you succeed, it's your fault. So you choose which fault you want to commit. I have never met a truly and thoroughly empowered man who is not a bookworm, who is not an addicted learner. How many of you have heard Barack Obama speak? The secret of his empowerment was not the amount of money for his campaign, but the degree of his wits. I had shed tears listening to him, because it's a fountain of knowledge. He knows the American nation more than the founders. He understands. He spoke in Egypt. All the Egyptians were clapping and shaking their head. Even when he told them, I'm a Christian. And he packaged his speech in a manner that to know this man is not guessing. He has depth. What empowered Barack Obama to the throne is insight, not money. It's insight, not party. The party had Hillary Clinton. That's a great figure. Some people were vowing that Barack would never get that thing because Hillary was there. But Barack got it on a platter of gold because of wits. He gave one speech at the Congress. Everybody's heart went after him. And every other speech from that time. Did you see how more mature he was than his pastor? The pastor came out and just opened his mouth and said something. This young man was so more mature than his pastor that he honorably ignored the pastor without losing respect for him and carry on with his business and went through. Insight. You speak 3 times in a day and you don't miss words. Insight. All the brains, all the cells of his body, they are soaked with insight. When he snaps his finger, light comes out. Because of his loadedness, you need to be loaded with insight to enhance your command and authority in your field. I was doing a leadership seminar in one country, and then I left my note in the hotel. I forgot my note and took another note. And I was going to teach for 4 hours. So I said someone should go to the hotel. Before I came back, I was almost done. The hotel was far. But everything inside that note, because it came from me, it wasn't borrowed. It was being laid out line by line and precept upon precept, that when the note came, I didn't need it anymore. Nothing empowers like insight. I took my time off and studied the man Yonggi Cho of South Korea with the big church. And when I was studying that man, we were less than 300 in our church. But from him, I discovered the biblical technicalities for growing a big church. So I saw a big church in the making. And I knew what the raw materials for the making of it was. So I began to gather the raw materials and began to build it, and we began to build it. I have seen 10,450 people saved in one service in a church setting, not crusade. The last 8 weeks we added over 15,000 to the church. Oh, I read him until he came into me. Nothing empowers like knowledge. Stop explaining away your failure. You are not a failure by reason of where you are or who you are in terms of your race and color, but how you are. That's what determines your rating. How you are. That's what determines your rating. I therefore cause every yoke of the wicked from off your life.